so many people are building brands in wrong careers. They're building brands in wrong passions. They're building brands in wrong callings. And your calling or your brand can actually change. You start with one thing, and then you evolve and grow into a different thing. It's possible that the different thing that you're growing into is not really the same, but again, sometimes it's the same. I will give you an example. I have one of my coaching community, one person that came in, and she wanted to talk to children. She really, really is so passionate about children. But again, when we came to the evaluation, pen on paper, I told her, who of these children has phones to watch your videos? Who of these children is going to have money to come and pay for your seminars? So that means you have to be able to be very strategic as a brand to know that I can target parents and those parents can give me their children. Because if I speak about the things that affect children and I am targeting parents, every parent is going to find out, oh, my child is a very hard nut to crack, or my child is very unhygienic, or my child does not listen, or my child. So you are actually seeking, because after finding your avatar, your client, and your customer, the next thing is understanding their pain points. Write that down. Pain points. What do they need? People need so many things. What do they need? If they're suffering with mental illness, what do they need? How can I get to them? And understanding what they need, you also understand who they are. Because we could be two people that are dealing with the same kind of avatar, but someone else is dealing with the high end and someone else is dealing with the mass. So positioning is also different. So if you understand their pain points and you're like, you know what, they're women. When I just started this, my main thing was really to address antagonistic relationship, high conflicting, toxic and narcissistic relationships. And that is because it was a pain of mine. I firsthand witnessed it in my home while growing up. And so I knew that every woman that was living under a narcissistic man or living with a narcissistic man, chances are they were giving up on life and they were giving up on their children. And I was like, you know what? My mother was a strong person that she did not give up on us. I do not want to sit and watch any woman give up on her children, let alone give up on herself. So my campaign was geared towards empowering women, and that is why I wrote Deliberately Selfish. You have to think about yourself, choose yourself, take care of yourself in order to nurture anyone else in your life. You cannot give what you do not have. And so many women, garnered the strength to even speak up. And they're like, that woman, abalabula ababusa, abakolachi. I was like, hey, the moment you have a valuable woman with you, then you have gold. You can grow. So a man who does not want their woman to grow is a man who is insecure, not self-sufficient, and who is just egocentric and self-serving. And some of you have boyfriends like that. And they're just boyfriends. Boy? Mbu engagement ring. Keep it or go and sell it. It's okay. When I came out with this, I am still doing it. Yes, I have other fields that I have ventured in, but it is my main passion that I do not want to see. Now, it's not just the women that I'm concerned about. Have you seen the amount of men suffering in this generation? Silently, frustrated. Because when I started with the ladies, the men started coming in and saying, do not tell anyone. And I was like, I have your back. Even if I found you somewhere, I'll pretend like I don't know you. But they were going through a lot under narcissistic and toxic partners. Now, I knew who my avatar was. I had a center of focus. When you have a center of focus, you realize that by default, there are so many people that are going to come in that are not your center of focus, but you cannot say that my business is for everyone. No, you can't say you serve everyone. Then you're not going to serve anyone. So serve a particular people, and you will see that there is more needs that people are coming with, but they know your center of focus. So know your avatar, know where they live, where they buy things, how much can they afford. Because then we have to talk about pricing. We don't have to talk about branding for feel good. No, it has to be passion, purpose, and paycheck. That is the end. You have to earn from your brand. So you ask yourself, where do I even start? How much do I price? By knowing who they are and where they live. Where they shop, where they take their children to play. You know, what are their problems? Because mumanyi webewulira n'ebizibu byabwe mwali mbalabyeko wanje bewulira ono yasinga bamanya bewulira n'ebizibu byabwe. And it takes a lot of effort to penetrate into their market, to understand them, to speak their language, and for them to feel understood, and for them to feel safe, to open up to you, and for them to keep coming back. Because if it's a brand where people just do a one-time buy and they disappear and they say, never. It has to be a brand that people can refer back to it and say, you know what? Because I get clients, back then, 15 years ago when I just started, there are people that I worked on that up to now, they're still coming back to me. Whenever they run into something and they're like, some of them just call me and say, you know what? I just need to have an intellectual conversation with someone. An intellectual conversation with someone. And they'll just pay for a cup of tea at Serena. And an hour is 500,000. Intellectual talk for 45 minutes or they want someone who challenges them. They want to create something. Maybe they're CEO of a company. They want to create something, but they want someone who can punch holes into it, who can show them different dimensions and different angles, and they can be able to make a better decision. And that's all they want. So they know that, yes, you're doing relationships. They know that, yes, you're into personal growth and leadership. But again, they know that you have a brain. And they can pick on you. So, in as much as you have a center of focus as a brand, you must be with information. You must be knowledgeable. Because chances are your brand is intersecting with so many other things. Okay? As you work on relationships, the people in relationships are suffering with their children. And they have businesses. It doesn't mean that you should know everything about everything, but be knowledgeable. Okay? And then create a brand that can outlive you. I know that at this moment, its chances are you are just going to be a brand that is in a briefcase and you're the CEO, you're the manager, and you're the receptionist, everything in one person. But after some time, I started like that. Right now, I have a team. You have a media team, you have an events team, you have, clearly you have teams and people that want to serve under your vision and want to learn and want to create their own brands. And I'm so big on that. And I usually tell these people that, you know what, I want us to build your brand to the level that you outgrow me. To the level that I can't even pay you. That I can't afford you. And I will shake hands with you and I will say, let's collaborate, but venture out and do your own thing. So there's so many things that we can talk about a brand. But find clarity. Who do you want to serve? What are you passionate about? What are you passionate about? Last Friday, I was talking to a lady, and she came in. The problem was she was living a job after job and after job and after job. And so she thought that it's a job that was her problem. On the show, I asked her, I want you to be very honest with me. What is your problem? Because your problem is not a job. I want you to think. I don't want to think. Because again, as psychologists and counselors and coaches, you are supposed to be a facilitator. You're not supposed to provide solutions because your clients know what they want. They have answers. So you facilitate that they get the answers. They become very honest with themselves so that they can be able to put these things into practice. And she looked at me and said, I think my problem is attitude, my outlook on life. I give up so easily. And the second problem is, I think I am misplaced. My passion is not in the medical industry, because that is what I went to school for. I think I want to talk to people, but I don't know how to start. So you will keep going. She kept going from job to job. And that is where the problem comes in. I do some human resource support sometimes whenever I have time. And you find so many people that are misplaced. And the reason as to why they're non-performers is because they're just not even passionate about what they're doing. As in, they're in medical, they will even give you wrong medicine. Have you seen a nurse with a bad attitude? They come dragging their feet like this. It's like they even come and just throw medicine there for you to take. But have you ever seen a nice nurse, a sweet nurse? You will even tip them for what they have done.